Just stop. It really isn't that hard to stop complaining about one scene feeling off, a panel of an adaptation that could have been better, or looking at animation that wasn't up to your standards. New anime fans have been spoiled so much by shows like JJK, and it has resulted in people bashing other shows and being completely negative about what they are seeing. Not everything can have movie quality production, and even if it has been in production for a while, a lot of things can affect the final product. Now, I know half of you are somewhat blind, and I am willing to bet that 90% of you don't even know how shows even get to your screen. So today, I will give you reasons to stop the hate.
Hey, shut up!
No anime happens within a year of it being announced. Releasing a good product takes effort, and in some cases even working animators to death. But for the most part, you end up with a satisfying outcome instead of a 2016 Berserk. If you're going to sit here and analyze an anime frame by frame, then you're just looking to hate instead of enjoying the moment. You would probably complain if a video only had 720 resolution instead of 1080, without even knowing what the difference was. Anime is art, and it takes time. So let's talk about the production side of it. If you're already saying these people get paid to do it, and it's their job, and blah blah blah, let me just stop you right there. How many of you can even do a decent drawing, let alone imagine and recreate scenes to fit animation and translate a page to your screen? Yeah, let me give you a rundown on animation production. Step 1. The publishing agency of the author of a manga or light novel start conversations with different studios as they are looking to adapt said content. Step 2. After someone wins the lottery, the studio is now tasked with creating a schedule and a script to adapt from source material. This is why certain dialogue or scenes are cut, especially when adapting light novels. Step 3. During the same time, they must choose people for key roles such as director, character designer, animators. You get the point. Step 4. Now we get to storyboards, which are basically visual guides outlining key scenes, certain angles, and how the story will progress every episode. Step 5. Character design gets established after being approved by the author and publishing agency. Background art also gets worked on and established during this time. Step 6. While all this is going on, color designs and schemes are also being worked on, making sure that it all makes sense visually. Step 7. After putting everything together, the person in charge of editing puts it chronologically and decides if more frames are needed or if changes need to be taken. Step 8. As the last step is going on, voice recordings will also happen with all participating voice actors along with the sound director. Step 9. Audio editing comes at the end, which puts all the sounds together and makes it into the masterpiece you usually get. Step 10. All that is left is for a show to air, but that can also mean that while the show starts airing, production is still ongoing for the show on the remaining episodes. The worst part is that this isn't even everything, as there are always other things in between, like layouts or cleaning errors along the way. As an example, Re:Zero's episode 10 of the current season took a year and a half to create from scratch. If that doesn't tell you how long things can take, I don't know how to help you. If you want to learn more about it, I recommend checking out Dong Changs's channel or watching a timeless classic anime called Shirobako. Secondly, there really isn't a lot of animators out there, and even less when it comes to being at the top of it like any other industry. Sure, once you get to see peak animation, it's hard not to compare it to other shows or scenes, but when you realize being an animator isn't easy and not everyone can simply be Vincent, you start to enjoy anime as a whole. Take for example his latest sequence in Re:Zero. How many people out there do you think can create something close to this? Being able to imagine a scene, its layout, the characters, the angles, and make it all visually compelling is one of the hardest parts of being in the industry in my eyes. I could spend years drawing, and I would be shocked if I got to that point. Most animators have a passion for creating and making a page come to life in your screen, and this is for any anime you decide to watch. Take for example this scene here. I'm sure nobody cares about this show, but someone put effort and worked on it, so I will not be hating on it just because it isn't the big show animation all you new fans are used to. I'm sure that you would find something to nitpick even at the best animated shows from a decade ago. All in all, respect their work, because without passionate individuals, we wouldn't have half the shows that always air. Some of these individuals might become great animators in the future and work on some of your favorite shows you never knew. Third, the workload. A known factor when it comes to Japanese work ethic is how far they are willing to go to exploit their workers. A recent example was MAPPA with their issues with JJK Season 2. Depending on how many shows they are producing and how big of a hit their source material is, a studio can have difficulty making everything look to standard. Some shows even go into hiatus due to similar issues. It's no secret that anime has really become mainstream, so famous works could end up being rushed further down the line, resulting in worse animation. Most consumers probably won't even care, but it's a reality that it's becoming part of the industry. Being a bigger studio also impacts who they can hire and how many top animators they can have. Sometimes it also depends on how much passion the studio has for the project that they are making and how demanding their schedule can be. Basically, there are so many factors that you don't consider before posting your random tweet of X show having bad animation. A perfect example of this calamity is Sakamoto Days. A quick search on it on Twitter will have you lose all faith in new fans. Saying it is terribly animated and complaining every week really makes you think that that is all they have to say, when in reality it is more than watchable and has its animation moments. I'm sure there's more reasons to give you, but if this isn't enough to change your mind, you are a lost cause. You can't expect everything to have god tier animation every time you sit and watch a show. As a longtime anime fan, I hope you stop watching in the near future.